Hey guys, it's Kathleen. Welcome back to my channel. I am going to do a quick what sold video for 20 items that sold on the 3 platforms that I list on over the last several weeks. So I have not been thrifting now for 2 weeks in a row just because I'm really trying to get caught up on my death pile, and also because we've had stuff going on in our family. Just we've been really busy and running around, and I just haven't had a chance to. So I am dying to get back to it next weekend. But in the meantime, I'm going to, like I said, do this what sold video. So I'm going to jump right into it with some items that sold on Poshmark. And in total, I'm going to do 20 items that sold for $46.50 complete cost of goods, making the average cost of goods only $2.33, which is a really nice low cost of goods. Thank you, yard sale season. All right, first up is this vintage Little Texas concert t-shirt. I think the concert was the Kick It a Little or a Little Kick or something like that, in a size extra, extra, extra large from 1995. Shout out to Chris for telling me to definitely list this. I did. It sold within 2 nights of having listed it. I paid $1 for this at this estate sale that I went to probably about 4 weeks ago, where I picked up a lot of plus size clothing and those embroidery little cassette things for a Brother embroidery machine. And so it was a really low cost of goods for everything that I picked up that day. This item was only $1 and it sold for $28. Okay, so this pair of slinky black pants is like an everyday pair of pants. I had never heard of this brand before. This was also from that same estate sale with a lot of the extra large and plus size clothing. And so these are new with tags, still in the original plastic, in a size 2X. I paid $1 for them and they sold for $12. Same yard sale, I picked up this Quacker Factory maxi dress. It's this really pretty velour embroidered floral dress, new with the tags. It came from Home Shopping Network, and I paid $1 for this and it sold for $18. Okay, and so I don't have a picture of this item because it was a bundle deal, and for whatever reason, when I go into my solds in eBay, the pictures aren't pulling up. But I sold 3 of those cartridges that I paid $2 each for them, and they each sold for $13. So total, they sold for $39 plus shipping. So that estate sale turned out to be really good. I spent less than $20 on that cost of goods, and I still have other items that are listed. Okay, next is this pair of Frida Salvador Dioro style sneakers. I picked this up at an indoor yard sale. I want to say it was like a church yard sale or something like that. They were only $1. I had never heard of this brand before, but when I picked them up, they just felt really like quality. You know how you can just tell it's like a really soft leather. And even though they were in a teeny tiny size, these were size 5.5. I figured for $1, I'm going to roll the dice on it. And they sold for $36. Now these would have sold a lot higher if the condition had been a little bit better. This brand sells really, really high retail. And like I said, if these hadn't been they weren't in bad shape, but they definitely were worn. They showed their wear. And so that's why I priced them a little bit lower than some of the other styles like this that had been listed. But like I said, they sold anyway. I grabbed this St. John Santana knit mini skirt. It's in a size 4 in royal blue at that sale where I got just a ton of St. John for $75. So I maybe paid $2 for this skirt and it sold for $34. So after stain treating everything that I got that day, there were several pieces that had condition issues that I wasn't able to fix. And so I did end up donating probably at least 4 pieces of St. John, which really made my heart so sad. But I mean, I sold that Gucci shirt right out of the gate. So right out of the gate, I was making a profit. So I was fine with that. Okay, next is this Anna and Anna new with tags flag shirt. I grabbed this probably a year ago at an estate sale where the lady had just a ton of plus size clothes. They were all $1 a piece, and she had really a lot of soft surroundings, and almost all of that soft surroundings has sold through. This was not by any means of the same caliber as soft surroundings, but I picked it up because it was new with tags, and it's been listed, like I said, a year, but I only paid $1 for it, and it sold for $26. I grabbed these Liverpool trousers a couple of weeks ago at a yard sale. They are in a small size. They were a 628, and they are called the Kelsey trousers. I paid $5 for them, and they sold for $30. Here is the Gucci snake shirt that I was just talking about. This is the first thing that sold from that St. John yard sale or estate sale or whatever. I paid $5 for this, and it sold very quickly for $100. It sold within like an hour or so of having listed it. This lug boxer bag was new with tags. I got this at an estate sale. It was the estate sale where I picked up just a ton of flatware. In fact, it's still sitting here because I have yet to clean it and list it. But in any event, that lug boxer bag sold really, really fast. This is the second time I've picked up a lug. Second time it's sold really quickly for me. This, I paid $7.50 for it, and it sold for $48. I grabbed this Philosophy Amazing Grace bergamot scented perfume, or eau de toilette, new and in the package, 2-ounce size. I paid $5 for this, and this sold for $18. I was anticipating that it was going to sell a lot higher. I probably wouldn't have paid $5 just to flip it for $18, but it sold fast. So there's always that. Okay, I grabbed these Twisted Heart rhinestone yoga pants or jogger pants. I think I picked these up at the St. John sale. Not 100% certain, but I'm pretty sure that I did. And I had just a couple of weeks ago picked up a Twisted Heart sweatshirt, the zippered sweatshirt, at the same yard sale where I got those Liverpool Kelsey trousers. And so these I only paid $1 for. They were in really good condition, and they sold really quickly for $23.80, which is a really random price. I've been getting a lot of those random offers. Like, I guess people are just figuring out what the shipping is and trying to make it an even dollar amount. I don't know. But I mean, I'm kind of in that mode of just taking offers as long as they're not too insulting and too crazy. And if it's something that I haven't listed right away. Now, this one was close enough to the asking price, and so I'm just good with that, just to kind of move inventory out. This is another miniature bear, World of Miniature Bears. And this one was this cute little bear holding a pumpkin. And these bears have made so much money for me. I paid $40 for the entire bin, and I had a lot of bears. Well, definitely more than 40 bears. And so I paid less than $1 for this bear, and it sold for $24. I grabbed these mini Tonka fur-lined, I don't think it's Sherpa, it's just fur-lined slippers. I like mini Tonka. It moves for me, particularly moccasins. I had never picked up slippers before, but they looked cozy and they were a decent size. So I picked them up, and I went to check out, and the guy's like, just take them. So I didn't even have to pay anything for these, and they sold for $20. Next is this L'Oreal Boosted High hairspray. I think it's level 3 hold. This was such a great pickup. I grabbed this at that estate sale where I picked up the Philosophy, and I paid only $2 for it. Every little toiletry item she was selling for just $2, and this sold for $34. I actually saw 1 or 2 of them that sold for like $70, which I really don't understand. And then there were so many that were listed at like $150, which was crazy to me. But I went kind of just slightly above the lowest one because I thought the lowest one, I feel like it was partially used. I think that's why the price was so low. And then I accepted an offer on it, and I'm pretty happy with that. $2 into $34, and it went fast, so that's good. This Armani Collezione is a long sleeve, 100% silk button-down shirt. I think it's 100%. Might be a silk blend. I'm not 100% certain, but it sold really fast. It was really pretty. It had all of this like ruching down the side. Got that at the St. John yard sale. I paid for that only $3 and it sold for $47. This next item is also from that St. John's yard sale. This is a basic shell and it's just a short sleeve, you know, your basic layering piece that you would wear under like a suit jacket, or I guess you could wear it by itself also. It was in a small size. It was probably either a size small or it was a size 4 because this lady was tiny. I paid $1 for this and it sold for $24. I grabbed these Tory Burch Scrunch Ballet shoes a hot minute ago, definitely at least 9 months ago. It was at an estate sale. It was the last day of the estate sale, and I found these hidden in a closet, and the closet had a sign that said, all shoes $1. So I snatched them up. This is not the most desirable pair of Tory Burch flats by any means. It doesn't even have like a little gold emblem on it or anything like that. But I usually can move Tory Burch Scrunch Ballet flats. And it took a minute, but they did sell. And so I paid $1 for these and they sold for $20. I grabbed this Real Tree long sleeve performance base layering camo shirt in a size XXL. I picked this up at that same sale where I got the Twisted Hearts jogging pants. So all of their clothes were just $1 and this sold for $10. I had it listed for $12. I had anticipated that the comps would be higher on that. I didn't look up the comps when I was there. I just thought, oh, hunting, camo. And listen, it did move pretty quickly, but not the best rate of return. That's okay. And then the last item in this what sold video is this airy floral dress, size extra, extra large that was new with tags. I grabbed this at a yard sale and I paid only $2 for it. And you know, all the things, plus size, new with tags. I thought it was really pretty. Now it's been listed at least 6 months, which surprised me because I thought that was going to sell a little bit faster than it did, but it eventually sold for $25. All right, guys. So for all of those items, all 20 items, they sold for $623.80. If you back out fees of $81.09, as well as the cost of goods of $46.50, that leaves me with a net profit of $496.21. So not bad, because that's $46 investment, $500 profit. That's not bad for just a couple of weeks. So I was happy with that. So it is officially Q4. So I hope things are picking up for you. Honestly, not so much here. It's been a bit of a slow week, but it's also only the first week. Okay, guys, that's everything for this What Sold video. I will definitely be back next week with some Thrift With Me footage, kind of get back into the old routine until yard sales dry up. I hope everything's going well with you with Q4, and I will catch you next time. Bye, guys.